Hello guys, Termex here, and for the Crossbow Dagger build, I'm going to be giving you guys my endgame build path. Now, I know everyone's on Maxroll, everyone's on all these websites just listening to them. This is going to be my personal build path. Is it the best? Is it the worst? I don't know. It's the one I found the most success with when it comes to PvE and PvP. It's the one I'm going to be grinding towards. I will have this exact gear set in the comments down below with that little build link, so you guys can have this on another monitor and see all the gear. All I ask is watch the video so you understand why you're getting this gear that you're going to spend a bunch of time farming for. Now, I do not have all the gear myself because a lot of this is time gated because of dungeons or just bad RNG, or when it comes to world bosses that I never get the drops for because of how rare it is. But the first two items that we're going to want are the Phantom Wolf Tunic and the Phantom Wolf Mask. Now, both of these items are pretty annoying to get. The first one is from Talus, which is a big rock golem open world boss. This is going to give us dexterity, cooldown speed, and mana regen. And the chest piece is actually from the Tyrant's Isle co-op dungeon. This will give us strength, magic evasion, and weaken chance. Not amazing stats, but we look at them for their set bonus. Having 2 out of 5 for this set gives us a bonus 18 damage, which is very big when you're playing Crossbow Dagger because we have second attack chance, we have attack speed, all very important things to maintain our DPS and keep our core DPS, and being able to get 18 bonus damage from 2 pieces of armor is absolutely crazy and 100% worth it. As for the pants, I know a lot of people are going for the Shadow Harvester trousers because they give hit chance and mana regen, but I actually opted for the Ebon Roar Greaves because of the dexterity, the 10 damage reduction, and the melee evasion. People are going to ask, why are you running melee evasion on this build? And that is because I want to have a higher chance up close when I'm stacking my Thundercloud bombing in PvP. I don't want to get stun locked. I don't want to get whacked by melee every 2 seconds. So when I go in for those kills, I want to resist as much as possible while still maintaining some good ranged evasion via my passive skills. And getting this is very easy. Just go to the Temple of Slaughter and pray to RN Jesus. Now, as for the necklaces, where things get a little saucy and where I'm hitting a barrier myself, I want the Clasp of the Conqueror. That gives me mana regen, perception, and strength. But getting this is very annoying because you either need the Abyssal Equipment chests, which take a very long time to get, or you need to get the Accessories Cloak Selection chest, which is crafted through the Accessories vendor. So, if you are in a game right here, I will take you guys to the vendor. You have to go to the purple one specifically in order for this to work. If you go to the Accessories Crafter and you see the Clasp of the Conqueror, when you're here, as you see, you need the Clasp of the Conqueror lithograph, but if you go to these chests that require shards, you can see at the very bottom, the Abyss chest right here has the Clasp of the Conqueror as one of the selectable items. The only way to get this is via Abyss currency, but once you do get enough, get this chest at the bottom and get that Clasp of the Conqueror. It will be your best endgame slot just because of the stats it does provide and the fact that getting a necklace up until this point has been a pain in my digital ass, so 100% recommend that. The same is going to go for the rings, but it's going to be a little bit more annoying because you need the dimensional soul shards. You need 10 of each. The way you obtain the dimensional soul shards is by running a specific dungeon, and you're going to get 1 to 3 per run. When you have 10 of each soul shard from all the dungeons, so 10 from each boss, you can then make a token by the name of Dimensional Essence Salvation. When you do this, you could finally open one of these chests by the accessory selection chest, and when you do open this, you are going to get the Amber Dimensional Band, giving you strength, dexterity, and movement speed, which is absolutely insane. I got this up to level 9. I added some trades to it because I'm going to be using it for a very long time, but this is going to be your best in slot endgame ring, or at least one of them. Your other one is going to be from the same exact Abyss chest from earlier for the Clasp of the Conqueror, but now you're going to get the Etched Alabaster Band. That's the name of it. You're going to get this. You're going to get stun chance, strength, added attack speed from this band. So you're going to have to get 80 Abyss currency to get your endgame necklace and your endgame ring, and then you're going to need 1 of the Dimensional Essence to get your other endgame ring. So yes, jewelry is a grind. It is very expensive, but the buffs are well worth it once you finally get it. Now, I do have bracers on right now that are my go-to pick, which are dexterity, mana regen, and ranged evasion. These are actually very easy to obtain. As we go here, you can actually get these from Tyrant's Isle on the secret dungeon, and it is one of the purple drops. Now, if you don't want to go Tyrant's Isle, there is a different route because based on your build spec, if you guys want to do a different option, we can go over into Cave of Destruction. I think you know where I'm going with this. This one's very easy to run. Over here, you get the bracers of the Primal King, which I would actually recommend over the ones I have for the endgame for full investments, because this gives you 4 perception, but you get 7 bonus damage, and like I mentioned earlier, that bonus damage is very important. The next thing up is going to be your boots, which are going to be from the Cursed Wasteland. Universally, I think everybody is going to be using these for the Crossbow Dagger build. This gives you 2 perception, 40 critical hit chance, and 1.65 stam regen. Now, I've seen other boots that do some very better things in my opinion, but you're going to have to be fighting your guild drops, you're going to have to be fighting world boss spawns, and let's be honest, you're not going to get a world drop boss item anytime soon. I'm just going to be honest. You have to be there for every single one. You have to be one of the lucky person within the whole group out of hundreds of people, and even then, it goes into your guild storage, so you might not even get it if your guild leader is a dickhead. So the safe bet is run this for these boots. You'll get it in due time, and they do the job pretty well. Up next is going to be your gauntlets, and these happen to be in the Temple of Slaughter as well. Temple of Slaughter just seems to have everything we need. That's also where you got the Ebon Roar Greaves. That's where we get our Demon Hide belts, which is the belt you guys want. I'm going over that now. You get melee defense and movement speed. This is my personal go-to. A lot of people are recommending the Bloodlust belt because it gives you max health and strength. If you want to go that route, you definitely can. But the belt of Bloodlust is one of those things that are going to take a lot of resources to get, and it's going to be a very, very long grind up until you get that point. As for endgame cape, it's going to also be in Cave of Destruction, which is going to be the Supreme Devotion. This is my personal favorite because it gives you some cooldown speed, critical hit chance, and mana regen. One of the drops here, very nice as well. And for the daggers, also from the Cave of Destruction, these are going to be the Wicked Thorns. Flat out increases your base damage for 3 seconds anytime you use a dagger mobility skill. And obviously, if you're running my Crossbow Dagger build, you're going to be using mobility skills on the dagger quite often. And as for the bow, I think a lot of players know Temple of Slaughter, once again, you want the Rex Chimerius crossbows. Give you a lot of sustain. They give you 14 bonus damage. 14. We already discussed the importance of that earlier in the video. And 7 dexterity. These are the go-to. I've probably ran this dungeon 20 plus times, have yet to see them, but these are the bread and butter, and you'll notice an instant change in your power when you get these crossbows. But that is the endgame purple gear setup, or at least my humbled opinion on how I prefer to play the game. A lot of these are necessary, like the jewelry and accessories, the Phantom Wolf, and the weapons. I would hardlock in there saying these are the best in the game, but some other items, they're more subjective. I'm not going to tell you which one's better because what I say is better for me isn't going to be better for you if you have a different playstyle. We could both have the same builds, but if you like to play up close more often, or I like to kite people more often, our gear is going to have some variation in order to accompany how we like to play the game. But I do hope you guys enjoyed today's guide, and it guides you better into your very end game builds when it comes to Crossbow and Dagger. If you want any more information on the Crossbow Dagger build, make sure to check out all the videos on my channel. Thank you for the support. I appreciate all of you. Any video ideas you guys want to let me know in the comments down below. I read every single one of them. You guys have a terrific day. Stay safe, and I'll see you all later.